Here's what I know from experience. Black women, black women who are not ambiguous, do not expect black men to be your savior at this time frame that you're in. Do not expect to be saved by one of them during these food stamp wars. Because I want to let you know, we all know it's not just about food stamps, but this is what they're going to title this whole debacle as. The Democrats want to keep funding people who can't help themselves. And we already know we've gone down a rabbit hole of various YouTubers and podcasters who state that they work. They work. So we already know the most egregious out of the food stamp holders are not you. It's very few black men who are complaining about losing their benefits because as of 2019, what I noticed here in Philly, they can't get benefits because they're men. They're men. And regardless of whether they need it or not, they're still bitter because they were denied. I just saw a roundtable discussion, a Zoom meeting of black men laughing at y'all. Who's going to get kicked off? I think was the title. Huh? Something silly. Just to draw subs to their channel. I'll tell you just a small microcosm of what I mean. I got a text by a pit bull right across the street from my house. A little black boy could not control a bully. The dog went ape shit ham and attacked my dog that I was boarding. Well, dog didn't bite me. It bit that little boy though. And the only individuals that were willing to help the little boy, not me, were women, black women. All the black men were standing around laughing, honking their horn. I don't know what they was doing. Just trying to see if somebody get deleted. And it wasn't me. But they was happy to see it. In my life, and I know in a lot of you black women's lives, black men are your protagonists. Yep. They the ones that want to see you fail. They the ones that laugh at you when you fall. They the ones that'll set you up. And in this case, what they call the so-called food stamp wars, you're gonna be on your own. You're gonna have to look towards a black woman with some extra in her cupboard to feed you. The food banks already said they've anticipated not having enough food to go around. Now, this is not for government workers. Government workers have their own separate food banks that they can go to, and they said they running out. Can't feed everybody. Josh Shapiro said he told them back in January when they started this that Philadelphia does not have the money to cover the costs. Never mind other states dipped into the coffers that we know they have, pilfering for their mansions and their yachts. Pennsylvania is not willing to do it because, see, it's too many people that got to get paid off. And where they going to get the money to pay their mansion and get that spaceship from Elon Musk? The Democrats saying ain't nothing they can do about it. They helping. We can go back and forth about why. They're helping. They're not compromising. They're not trying to help you. They saying this gonna go on for months. They already knew that he was telling the truth and he's gonna make it last for months. I think this might last until like the summertime. Oh God. So we already know they ain't gonna help. They're gonna say their hands are tied because Trump is making them do things that they don't want to do. Huh? All of this, they know what they doing. They know exactly what they doing. They trying to ruin the black community as if we don't already have a stain on our name. As if we ain't already down bad. Guess who's going to help them? Now, you ain't got to believe me, but every prediction that I have ever predicted came true on every single last one of my videos that I uploaded on any subject. Hmm? They will laugh at you, these black men, and hope that you fail. You know what they saying in the comment section? Now they gonna be begging us for marriage. Ain't nobody, hey, baby, you ain't never been fit to be a real man. So who in the hell wants your hand in marriage? No woman of any race. You talking about black women don't get married? You drop seeds off in them and skip off into the sunset and you still don't find success, even when you do, because you're not happy. Unless you shitting on a black woman. Unless you bringing her down for accolades and tap dance lessons for the man. Mm. We see you actively stalk black women. We see you actively talk about black women to try to bring them down through the red pill philosophy. Kevin Samuels, who's dead. Who's dead. Ooh, can I say that? He's deceased, babe. I see all these red pillars uploading his videos from way back when talking about he was right. Remember the video, winter is coming? Ooh, winter is coming for black women. Ha, ha, ha. That's what they get. They should have been fit, feminine, and friendly. And maybe we would have helped them. Never mind they live in a bunk bed in the basement sharing it with their baby brother. That's neither here nor there. See, they ain't gotta take care of them kids because they ain't gotta acknowledge them. They don't care if you lose your Section 8. They don't care. Hey, baby. They don't care if you lose your food stamps. But mind you, just the other night, he was there eating up all your kids' snacks, laying in a Section 8 home. We know plenty of men who line up women in Section 8 just to have a place to stay. And they live in a car. I said they live in a car. You would never know it because, I mean, he got 12 Section 8 babes that he could lay up with. Right? And you know which type of black women they hate the most? The ones that striving, that don't have kids. Those are the ones they try to delete. Yeah. See, we know this. We know this. Now, we ain't new to this. We true to this. Black women who have successfully kept their womb closed knew that we did it for a reason. We knew it. We looked at our friends, our family members, our associates, and said they struggling hard and they down bad. Even if they doing well, babe, you gotta work 15-hour shifts just to take care of all your kids because if you can track him down to get child support, one woman told me she getting $11 a month. Okay, make it make sense. So she's eligible for food stamps because she's only getting $11 a month. And she's working less than 80 plus hours a week. But she worked. She worked. She worked and she live in Section 8. But she works. She's not the Section 8er that's sitting around talking about people, wishing for their downfall, hating on people, wondering where these people going, stalking them. Hey, babe, everything. They got all the lingo and on all these internet sites for women like us. They hate women like us because we can't be controlled. And when we speak the truth, we hurt their feelings, now don't we? The men too. The men too. We hurt their feelings, they say. We shouldn't talk so loud, all of this. Hey, baby, we know them when we see them. You better get with an organization, get with a successful woman, and see how she's been managing and ask her for help. That's the only way you're going to get out of this. We got 2 days left as black people to get it together. And like I said, we already know that the Democrats ain't going to get it together in 2 days. They ain't got it together in 6 months. So, hey, I don't know what you was expecting. It ain't going to be success. I wager those Democrats ain't going to get their seats back until 2035. Never mind the gerrymandering, never mind none of that. They were willing to sacrifice their voter base for pride. And what they're saying is that they would rather give health insurance to non-Americans than you. They're willing to state that the reason why they don't want to come together and compromise for this bill is because the Republicans want to line their pockets and make the rich richer. We already know that. But what we know to be absolutely true is that they asked you to step back on your love for non-Americans and think about your voter base who got you in them seats. And you said no. Josh Shapiro said no. Now, when he wanted your vote, was he saying no then? Every voting booth was open. But every voting booth was open till 10 o'clock. They claim they come to your house and walk you there. And stand by and watch and make sure that you actually voted Democratic. Huh? It's sad what they're willing to do, the Democrats, to their own people. What kills me is that the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, he the one that let him in. At all of these town hall meetings, before all of this, he was standing there laughing at you. When y'all was talking about how you were being set against about these immigrants, he laughed at you and told you it's a fallacy, you making it up and all of this. So what? We took your schools and your housing, telling kids they got to be bussed out to the suburbs to go to school, and they gonna get this school to the immigrants. No, not for learning, for a place to stay. They turned it into a shelter for immigrants. They kicked you off the roads at your Section 8, and they put all the immigrants in your apartment. That's why they recently jumped out on these apartments in Chicago, because they knew that that's where Brandon Johnson had put them. Now he flip-flopping. Now he's fighting for the Democratic people, and I can't believe, where did they get these people from? Craigslist? Where did they get all his support from? It had to have came from Indeed, because just months ago he was championing for immigrants, and now he don't remember none of that. You see what happened to the mayor of New York? They said, "Oh, okay. You think you gonna run again after all we know about you? We're gonna dig up some dirt on you." And they got him. They got him out of there. Rightfully so. He was a cheat and a thief. And he couldn't be trusted. And he was taking campaign money not just from another country. He was taking campaign money from Bishop Bling Bling. And when Bling Bling went to jail last year is when they indicted him on other charges. But we know why he got caught up, because that case with Bishop Bling Bling opened up the door into his degeneracy. And phone calls and pictures and all of this. Black people got him up out of there. And the same thing gonna happen to Sherelle. You see, she ain't talking about it, Philly. She don't want to talk about it, because Shapiro spoke for her. All she talking about now is why y'all say that she gave herself a 7% increase. She from the projects. Why would she do that? You know what I mean? Like, she got a regular 3% increase like every other mayor before her. She didn't give herself no extra money during that SEPTA debacle when she put y'all out of business. Retribution is coming for all of them. And at this point, we ain't got to put our hands on nobody. We know what they doing. Listen, it ain't time to stop nobody from being degenerate. It's time for them to get uncovered and exposed for who they really are. It is what it is. And you can get mad about that. You can get glad about that. You can jump up and down, scratch your ass about that. It ain't going to change the facts, baby. I said what I said. You dig me? Let me tell you this. When they drop the boom, November the 1st, you're going to see that everything I said about the black community going to come true. These black men going to disappear, baby. Unless they got a close relationship with Christ or they working with an organization, they ain't going to help you. The only men that I see that's crying on there is white men and veterans and stuff like that. Ain't no black men crying because they wasn't eligible for no programs. They mad about that. And they feel like black women shouldn't have never been able to exceed and excel over them. That's what they said. We shouldn't have been able to exceed and excel over them. They side with the white Christian nationalists, even though they don't believe in God. Because if they did, they would be taking care of their kids now, wouldn't they? You would be getting more than $11 on your check from child support. What we know is a lot of them take them shing jobs that pay under the table so they won't have to pay for their kids. I know several men right now collecting umbrellas at the door of the Chinese store as a job, and they well past the age of 50. Also, number one, the courts won't catch them because they got warrants. And they baby mamas won't track them down because they ain't using their social security number. And the ones that made it out, the black men that made it out, play. Press play. Press play. Press play. Like I said, I couldn't count on them, one of them, to help that black boy to rip that dog off of my dog, to say they was just standing around laughing, baby. And the little boy got hurt. One of them. They don't remember when they were little children? No. Because their mama wasn't there and she didn't care about them. Like I said, I would have thought they would have helped the little black boy, not me. I could handle myself, but he got bit and went to the hospital. And they put that dog down. At least that's what I heard. A vicious animal. A little boy, 12 years old, crying for help. All these black men standing around. Only black women help. So that's your best bet. If you want to get over this as black women, we going to have to band together and help each other as a race. For the first time, we're going to have to go back to our slave roots and help each other like it's after Reconstruction. Ain't that what we did after Reconstruction? We banded together as a community. And we made our own businesses. We borrowed between each other. We made sure each other ate and was fed and clothed. We did that. Black women did that. And we can do it again. Ain't no devil in hell going to stop us from succeeding. And I tell you, if it do, America is done. America's over. I'm going to tell you right now, you can see the headlines over in Russia and in all these other countries where they're going to be laughing at us. America finalized over food stamps. And that's the dumbest title, and it ain't just because of that, but that's what they saying now. America can't even get themselves. They can't even feed their people. Oh my God, we thought they were the superpower of the world. It's looking like it's Russia now. Let's put all of our backing behind Putin. Let's put all of our backing behind Xi Jinping. Yeah, he's communist, but he got the answers. At least he can feed his people and all of this. America got people dying in the street. We're not going to be considered a conglomerate anymore. And like I said, they've already stated that this is going to last for months. And you got people who isn't, like I said, this is between the have and the have nots. You got people who have online laughing, talking about what did you do with your food stamps from last month? You mean tell me you spent up all your money from last month? They hear one story, a couple stories about women. Now mind you, these women got 25 kids getting $1 million in food stamps, and they assume that everybody on food stamps is getting $1 million behind these one or two individuals. I mean, just like they assume that everybody black with locks is a criminal, is a rasta, is a heavy drug user. And they don't just use weed; they do more than that. Maybe they was spending all their food stamps on drugs. You should hear them. You know them. You right out here on the internet. You see it. It's sad. The backbone of this country is black women. Ask Sojourner Truth. Ask your ancestors what to do. We don't care about no other race because they don't care about us. They want to see us fail. And they're going to use these black men who are willing to be used to help them do it. All we got left in the Congress is Jasmine Crockett and Hakeem. And they ain't doing another. Two people. They said there's Democrats and Republicans that agree and they scared to say something. Because they scared for their jobs. Ooh, I found that now. They scared for their jobs. They scared to say anything out loud because they'll get blackballed in Congress. They scared to say anything out loud because they want your vote next year. But guess what? They ain't going to get voted in. The Democrats lost. It's over. So Stop knocking on doors. Stop begging for votes. People is going to be trying to find their next meal and their next place to stay because Democrats wanted to play games. You heard it here first. You already know I tell the truth. I ain't looking for no subs and no comments and no likes. I'm doing God's work. This is what I was meant to do. That's why I'm in the neighborhood that I'm in, because God knows that I got a story to tell you in my book that I'm getting paid for it. In my book, because I'm going to live through this, babe. I don't live through, listen, black women with means and a way and self-confidence, and you stand 10 toes to the concrete. Hey, baby, you've been set against before at your job, in your neighborhood, with so-called friends and associates. You can't trust none of them. You learn that, and you started moving accordingly. We got to band together. I'll help you, but I'm going to read you first, because you got to be real. I ain't getting in cahoots with no group that's fugazi Black Lives Matter. I ain't doing it. I ain't getting with no groups that's asking for money. No. We need apples and oranges and you know, some perishables. Yeah, I'm willing to help, but I ain't willing to be deceased behind this. It ain't gonna happen. Mark my words. Mark my words. I ain't gotta lie to you, babe. Never had to lie to you. It's sad. I see them now. How they think it's funny to hurt a black woman. They love it. It makes them feel empowered to shit on a black woman. It makes them feel right to hurt a black woman. And they attack women who have children because they feel like you're more vulnerable than any group of women. But who we got? We got God on our side, babe. All those that know the words of prayer, and who's serious, and who not throwing faulty hexes and a goofy seance. Pray for black women. We're going to need it.